Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Indeed, all praise is for Allah. We praise Him, seek His assistance, and seek His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil promptings of our souls and from our evil actions. Whomsoever Allah guides, none can misguide, and whomsoever Allah leaves astray, none can guide aright. I testify that none have the right to be worshipped except Allah alone, having no partner, and I testify that Muhammad, may Allah exalt his mention, is his slave and his messenger. Inshallah, I'll do some audio files until I finish the subject. It is about clear your doubts about Islam. It is by Sahih International, and I'll try as much as possible to cover most of the points by Allah will, inshallah. We will start by a forward saying that no one can deny that Islam is very much in the spotlight today. And in spite of extremely negative portrayals by Western media, or perhaps because of them, increasing numbers of people are seeking to find out more about it. And more often than not, they are being pleasantly surprised by the fruits of their researches. In fact, more people are embracing Islam today than they did prior to September 11, 2001. However, there does remain a great deal of misconception and misunderstanding on the subject, frequently fueled by political policies which deem it in the interest to support Islam's enemies. In addition, Muslims themselves really, or to a great extent at first, shocked and confused by the events of recent years, didn't really know how to respond to that challenge. Now, they have been rudely awakened to the urgency of refuting the many false claims and accusation being spread around against their way of life and of defending the truth and accordingly the rights and the honor of Muslims everywhere on earth. To speak about Islam, Islam is the religion and way of life of about 1/5 of the world's population. Muslims are of diverse nationalities, cultures, races, but their religion teaches that all men are essentially equal and that no distinction should be made at all between them on the basis of such superficial differences as color, class, status, or personal beliefs, as long as they remain peaceful and law-abiding citizens. The behavior of certain misguided groups or individuals outside the fold of mainstream Islam cannot be attributed to the religion any more than violence in North Ireland or mafia activities can be attributed to Christianity. Again, the behavior of certain misguided groups or individuals outside the fold of mainstream Islam cannot be attributed to the religion anymore than violence in North Ireland or mafia activities can be attributed to Christianity. People of secular cultures often fail to understand why practicing Muslims cannot always fit in completely with modern westernized lifestyles. Why they insist upon a particular type of dress or upon prayer at a particular times. They tend to perceive Muslim attitudes as unnecessarily demanding or uncompressing. Misunderstanding are frequently due to unmistakable differences between the Western accept of religion and that of Muslims. Again, this point, because it is important, that why there is problem. People of secular cultures often failed to understand why practicing Muslims cannot always fit in completely with modern westernized lifestyles. Why they insist upon a particular type of dress or upon prayer at particular times. They tend to perceive Muslim attitudes as unnecessarily demanding and uncompromising. Actually, misunderstandings are frequently due to unmistakable differences between the lifestyle or the Western concept of religion and that of Muslims. Islam can indeed seem strange to a society in which religion no more or no longer plays a major role in everyday life. But to a dedicated Muslim, actually Islam is life, and there is no division between the secular and the sacred. Because religious practice occupies a narrow place in his outlook, the adherent to Western culture often does not comprehend the relationship between a Muslim and his religion, or what motivates him to take a particular direction in life. Again, because religious practice occupies a narrow place in his outlook, the adherent to Western culture often doesn't comprehend the relationship between a Muslim and his religion, or what motivates him to take a particular direction in life. But in the view of Islam, religion is not merely a personal issue or something symbolic pertaining to a limited area of one's existence. On the contrary, it involves molding a balanced way of life suitable not only to Muslims but to everyone who inclines towards peace, justice, and respect for rights. Again, concerning the view of Islam, religion is not merely a personal issue or something symbolic pertaining to a limited area of one's existence. On the contrary, it involves molding balanced molding a balanced way of life suitable not only to Muslims but to everyone who inclines towards peace, justice, and respect of rights. Or more simply, we can say it can be said to mean the pursuit of happiness, security, and moral perfection. This is the issue. In the hearts of Muslims, their religion remains both a secure refuge and the most effective motivator for tackling all kinds of challenges. To say it again more simply, it can be said to mean the pursuit of happiness, security, and moral perfection. And in the hearts of Muslims, their religion remains both a secure refuge and the most effective motivator for tackling all kinds of challenges. And at the same time, it preserves the distinctive character of the Muslim believer and the pattern of his particular culture. An individual in the West might see religion within a limited context pertaining to worship alone, a private matter between the person and his God. But it isn't in Islam. Again, an individual in the West might see the issue of religion something limited. It is a limited context pertaining to worship alone, just worship, a private matter between a person and the God. But it isn't in Islam. In Islam, it is a dynamic system that organizes the progression of life according to basic general principles and flexible ruling that guarantee potential benefit from advancements in science and technology, as well as new material facilities. Again, the issue is different in Islam. In Islam, it is a dynamic. Concerning religion, it is a dynamic system that organizes the progression of life according to basic general principles and flexible ruling that guarantee potential benefit from the advancements in science and technology, as well as new material facilities. Since there is no conflict between Islam and scientific research, as every new discovery in the world of matter or energy, time and space only increases the believer in faith and humility towards him, subhanahu wa ta'ala, who devised, projected, and systematized such a plane, and then assigned to mankind his place and noble role within it. Again, an individual in West might see religion within a limited context pertaining to worship alone, a private matter, just worship, It is a private matter between a person and God, but it isn't at all in Islam. In Islam, it is a dynamic system that organizes the progression of progression of life according to a basic general principles and flexible ruling that guarantee potential benefit from advancements in science and technology, as well as new material facilities. Since there is no conflict between Islam and scientific research, every new discovery in the world of matter, energy, time, and space only increases the believer in faith and humility towards Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. God subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah in Arabic, He subhanahu wa ta'ala who devised, projected, and systematized such a plane, and then assigned to mankind His place and noble role within it. Within this understanding, it remains to be said that knowledgeable Muslims are not in need of secularism. Secularism they aren't in need of, since they have no problem with religion. There is no problem between them. The knowledgeable Muslims, there is no problem with religion to them. I'll proceed the next audio file. I'll proceed towards what is Islam? What is a Muslim? Isn't it true that Islam an Arabic religion? Don't all world religions have similar objectives? Do Muslims worship God or Allah? If Islam opposes idol worship, why do Muslims pray to a square structure, Al-Kaaba? All these and others must be understood in order to know the reality and the important points in Islam. May Allah guide us all to the truth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.